Hi guys, welcome back to Tia Gitana. My name is Abby and today we're going to be going over ritual basics. I wanted to make this video before the Scorpio full moon because we just need to go over it. Just so at least we have some foundational stuff as to how to do rituals, how to create your own ritual, how to, if you wanted to do a ritual with others as well, you can use these elements, but this basic kind of structure is kind of the foundation of almost every ritual, so it's kind of good to know how to pretty much what to keep in mind when you're working with these things. So one second. Okay, I'm good. So the first thing, I'm going to be looking at my notes because I wrote it down just so I don't get lost. The first thing that I wrote down was intention. What is your intention for this ritual? Are you working with a deity, ancestors, healing, money, love? You're working with the moon? Are you trying to heal a chakra? So it's really, really kind of important to kind of hone this one down because this is the whole purpose of you doing the ritual. And if you don't know the answer to that question, but you just want to do a ritual, it's not going to really be successful because you have to really be focused and really be like, okay, I've been getting signs. Or like if you've been using your intuition, like, okay, I've been getting signs. I feel like I need to work with the moon. There's something about this moon specifically that's really drawing me to do like, or call something or heal something within myself. Or maybe there's a deity that you've been like, it's been kind of calling you or pulling you through and you just want to work with them, like work with that specific deity. And whether it's just to form a relationship or just to like ask that deity for something, you can work with your ancestors as well if you're trying to get like prophetic dreams or something like that and you're trying to do like ancestor work, so they can come through and you can see what it is that needs to be healed or see what work you need to be done or get any advice from your ancestors. That's another thing that you kind of need to figure out, like, what is it that you're asking for? What is it that you want from the ritual? What is it that you think that would benefit you from the whole ritual? Like, it's really a benefit for you, but a benefit for whatever it is also that you're doing. Because if you're doing ancestor work, when you're doing ritual work, you're also benefiting your ancestors as well. So, and then also connecting and doing ritual work does help with that as well. So the first one is intention. Once you get the intention down, write it down. It be as thorough as possible, be as detailed as possible. Not from what I've noticed is that not always is it gonna be exactly the way it's written down. Sometimes it is, which is great. Sometimes it's not, and it's more like it happens, but then you get another door opening to something that was supposed to kind of happen anyway, or that you like really needed to get steered in. So rituals are really also an opportunity to really align your path at certain times, and really refocus what you need to be working on and what you need to be focusing on within the upcoming months as well. The second thing that I wrote, and I have examples for this, sorry, is preparation. And preparation is important because you need to figure out how it is that you want to do this ritual, period. Whether if you're doing elemental magic and you want to work with like the elements and you want to go to the ocean, or you want to do fire and you want to just do a fire pit, or you want to do like earth and you want to bury something, like whatever it is that you feel like you need to do, you need to have the tools for it. If you want to do just pure nature, like you just going into nature and intuitively picking out stuff from nature and then making a whole ritual there, you can do that too. Go ahead. You can of course, like crystals, different things that you can use. I have like examples that I've like put down. Different crystals that you can use for different things. Like if you're doing chakra work, working with crystals is really important, but knowing which ones you're working with are also really important. Make sure you're not working with something that you don't understand. You should know what you're using, because then you're not really gonna be able to channel that energy if you're not like aware of it. This is selenite, which is one of my favorite crystals. Wow, so bright. It's one of my favorite crystals to work with for like connecting to spirit. What else? Preparation tools. There's like, you also have to make sure that you're like, the tools that you get can also be used to cleanse your space and cleanse the space that yourself and the space that you're going to be working with. So there's like different things that you can also use. You can use candles, which I have here. These are like 3. These kind of things are for like if you're doing a night ritual and you want it to be for that, like that night, you're just kind of, because you can't really leave this thing burning for 3 days straight. You can snuff it out. I'm sorry, did I say snuff? Snuff. I'm like butchering all my words. And then each day you can either like mark it, because you can also adjust the candle and everything, but you can either mark it or like keep a mental note of how much you wanted to burn per day, and then do for each one, and then do that 3-day ritual. You could do it that way, depending on how much time you have. So again, this is like the preparation. How long do you want it to last for? Usually rituals that last a little bit longer are really potent, but also that also can depend, because if you're doing fire magic, then fire magic, it's probably one of the fastest way to manifest things, period. There's also different other things. You can just use like basic white candle. Definitely get yourself some cleansing tools. Just like get yourself some cleansing tools. I have this is Florida water. This is the little mini one that I keep by my desk in my workspace, in the apothecary. And this is like one of my favorite things to cleanse candles with. Just a lot of people do spiritual baths with this, but you can. We're gonna get into cleansing. It's the next point, but we're still on tools and preparation. So you can use this to do a spiritual bath. I am more connected to earth, like earthly, elemental, earth magic. So I use herbs a lot. So I do herbal baths the most. So I haven't done a spiritual bath with this. It would be fun to do, but I also really just, oh, I'm sorry. My boyfriend just texted me. So I use this a lot for candles and cleansing different tools and stuff, but I don't use it for spiritual baths. You can use it for spiritual baths if you want to. What I do in my spiritual baths is that I use rock salt, and this is 1 ounce of rock salt, which is perfect for 1 bath. I actually have these in my shop if you guys want to check them out. It's on my website. But I use this 1 whole packet in 1 bath. And then what I do is either one of 2 things. I either have one of my oils. These are my energy cleansing hair oils. This is specifically the Aries oil, and I love it. It has clove and a whole bunch of other things in orange. But I use this if I'm trying to channel energy. So again, this kind of goes back to the intention. Like, what are you trying to channel? Like Aries energy, again, we've been talking about it for a while, but it's very much cardinal. It's very push forward, like trying to make things happen. And rather quickly, because they really do get to points very, very fast. That's really what Aries energy is. So if you're doing candle magic and you're trying to kind of manifest something fast, using something in connection to fire would be really good. Same as like, where's my Sagittarius? Hold on. It's in here. It's this one. Same as like if you are trying to, you're doing fire magic, but then you want to have like, it's a good luck candle or something like that, or you want more good luck to you for money, for whatever. I usually put drops of my Sagittarius oil in there, because Sagittarius, ruled by Jupiter, they're naturally lucky. So channeling that energy and channeling that within your chart and all that stuff really helps to bring in that energy to the candle, to just period. So I use my oils a lot in my spell work, just as well as my hair. I love cleansing. That's one form of cleansing for me, which we'll talk about in the next point. Other stuff that you might need. I got these little cute things in Grenada when I was there. They're these little, like, I love them so much, but there's these little spice bottles filled with like the spices from there, so which is nice, because they're definitely a little bit different than the ones in the States. But this one's cinnamon, and I have it like in my apothecary space, and this is what I've been using lately for my candle magic and for other spells. Paprika, ginger, and saffron. And you definitely want to think about what herbs you want to work with if you're doing more on the fire side, but also if you're trying to brew something, or like so many different things that you can use herbs for. I also have a bag of herbs. This is one of the herbal baths that I do all the time. It smells like love and a half. Like, I don't even know how to describe it. This is a luck and love just spiritual bath, herbal bath. And they're really cool because looking at your chart, you can really know, okay, if you have a lot of earth placements or something like that, if you have a lot of air, if you have a lot of fire, then you know what kind of element you should be working with more, because you'll end up, that energy will come from you. You'll end up being able to manifest more. The only thing with certain things is that, like with herbal magic, it might be a little bit slower than if you're doing fire, if you're doing air or whatnot. Because it takes time, but it's definitely a change in your vibration. So using like herbs like this, completely changes this is the base, because if you're thinking about doing ritual work, your body, like yourself, before you even can get to addressing your spirit at some levels, you really have to address yourself. And herbs do a really great job of grounding and bringing and connecting and getting that root chakra work, because root chakra work is really about foundation. It's about stability. That's why it's in connection to Capricorn, where it's really about, okay, what are you founded on, so we can work on all the spiritual stuff that's happening, all this emotional stuff, everything else everything is founded upon that one chakra. So it really helps to address that earthly part of ourselves, that groundingness, that things that don't move as fast but will show fruit eventually. That's why I love working with herbs. It's one of my favorites. So there's also candles that you can use. I use these for many different things, but mostly for my baths, depending if I'm like doing like herbal chakra work for a specific chakra and I'm just like channeling or whatnot. What else? Oh, this is my Oshun candle that I'm going to be working with tomorrow. It is so pretty. But again, you can work with different deities, you can work with different orishas, you can work with like your ancestors, whoever you want to work with. I specifically am going to be working with Oshun because has been showing up very, very recently. I think actually been there for a while, but I've kind of been ignoring it. And so I'm really gonna take some time to like properly sorry, the camera's falling now, to properly just pay respects and be grateful for what she has brought me, but also all the healing work that I've been doing for my sacral and my heart chakra, which I've been getting help with. So yeah, so that's like one thing. I again will cleanse this with this, and then I will go over it with sage or Palo Santo, because I also love air magic. I'm a Gemini moon. And cleansing is just really, really important. So that's kind of some of the basic stuff. You can also do different things and work with different herbs. This is one that I work with a lot. It's going to be backwards, I think, but it's rue. This is really good for hex breaking, and don't drink it. This is not for teas. I'm not trying to kill y'all. But this is really good for hex breaking and just cleansing and healing. So I really, really like working with this. I work with it a lot. I put it in almost all my oils for protection. So it's one that I recommend. You can like sprinkle this in your house, like in the corners of your house, and in the front, in your front door, to just really protect your house and protect the energy and just like really block any negative vibes. And I'm going to be using this in a evil eye candle that I'm going to be working with, because rue is amazing. There's other things that you can do. Again, back to chakra work. You don't laugh at me for this one, but this is Yoni candle, which I am completely in love with. When I saw it at the Botanica, I had to have it. This is really cool because you can do so many things with this. There's like honey spell candles that you can do. There's like, I'm sorry, honey spell jars that you can do. There, you can fix this for a person, for lust, for love, for like healing, which is what I'm going to be doing. Just working again, sacral chakra healing, because it's important. Again, as women, we hold a lot of our trauma there, so it's important to clear that, and working with this is like a really cool tool to use, because you can just really put your intention into it and get creative as far as what you want to do with it. But the candle, I love this thing, it's just amazing. So that's some of the tools that you can use. There's a plethora more that you can use, but those are some that you can use. So again, preparing your space, preparing your area, and then we're going to go into cleansing now. So cleanse yourself and cleanse your space. You can do this interchangeably. I usually cleanse myself first before I cleanse my space, just because if you already cleansed your space but you're not cleansed, then you're gonna have to re-cleanse. It's just do you, but at the same time, I would say cleanse yourself first. I usually either do a spiritual bath, but you can also sage, Palo Santo. You can do an internal cleanse as well, with tea. You can go into the ocean. You can do like a whole fire thing if that's what you want to do. That's like a ritual on its own, but it's fine. And really just cleanse your space. You could cleanse yourself with crystals, like especially if you're like in a place where you can't really do all the things, or like you're like, I don't know, visiting someone, you're out of state, you're camping, you're somewhere, and you can't really do an elaborate cleanse. Feel free to just pick what would cleanse you. You could like use crystals again, like that's something that you can carry or something, and really focus on that. Let's see. The next one is use your intuition or follow a already written spell. And the reason why I picked these two is because, again, this is just ritual basics. So you can either use your intuition and intuitively create a whole ritual for yourself, or you can use a spell or a ritual that has already been written by someone else. You can also feel free to customize those things. A lot of people say, oh well, they're written down so that they work, that's why you're supposed to follow them perfectly. You can do that. You can always change it and make it your own. You can always create your own thing. Nobody's gonna like come into your room and just be like, you're doing this wrong. The only thing that could happen is that whatever you're trying to manifest or whatever won't work or won't be as potent or whatnot, but that's something that again is part of you growing as a bruja. So that's part of your journey, part of what's like making it work. Really using your intuition. I meditate before I pick my herbs or pick whatever it is that I'm going to be using, and I intuitively move from that. I don't not listen to my intuition and be like, okay, I'm just going to follow this. I really just connect and get what I'm supposed to use from that, and it's really it always works for me. But for the most part, do you. The next thing is follow the step by step, which is what you have already chosen. So if you're ever going to intuitively do something, then make sure that you're following your intuition. You're not pausing or like getting distracted, or like, just follow the step by step of what you're doing. If you're working with a deity, make sure you're also honoring them in whatever way they need. So if they need coffee, they need water, whatever it is, just make sure you're also bringing that in. Don't forget about those things, especially if you're trying to have a connection like that. Same with your ancestors. If there's something that they like to eat or like they used to wear all the time, can have that present as well. Let's see. The next one is meditate / prayer and focus. The reason why this is important is because it goes back to connecting. It goes back to sending your intention. And the reason why there's so many different options for this is because there's so many different ways, obviously, that I've told you guys of how you can do a ritual. You can really pick from the plethora of things and just be like, okay, well, if I want to do ancestor work, then I'm going to meditate, or I'm going to pray with my ancestors, or I'm just going to focus and visualize, or I'm just going to write a letter, or I'm just going to do, like, there's so many things that you can do. So really pick what flows with you in that moment, what would connect you to whatever it is that you're trying to work with. And then the next one is give thanks. And the reason why you want to give thanks is because you were kind of, if you were following your intuition the whole time, you were kind of intuitively guided into doing this ritual in the first place. Sometimes that's in need of connection by spirit. And so give thanks for the energy that you created. Give thanks to your ancestors for being there, for all your guides for being there. It's just really important to be grateful, not just be needy. Be grateful, not needy, because being needy doesn't always get you what you want. I'm just saying. The next one is, I said put the fire out, just in case if you did a ginormous fire ritual or something like that. You want to put the fire out. If it's candles, again, you can snuff it out. But I just got back from Grenada in March, and we did a fire purification ritual. I remember the fire didn't want to go away, but we were getting water from the ocean and pouring it on the fire, and then finally. But definitely we couldn't leave it lit all night because it just wouldn't be right, and also that would not have closed the ritual. It would have still been like energetically going there. So definitely give thanks, and if you did a whole fire thing, make sure you put it out. And then the last thing that I wrote was use your intuition to end the ritual. And again, you can end it at just give thanks. You can end it in like 7 days if you're lighting a candle and you're gonna be connecting for like 7 days, or if you're gonna be connecting. Well, these actually last like about 5 days. I mean, they're a little bit bigger, so about six, 5, it depends on the candle, really. It depends. But give thanks or work your magic for however long it takes for you to finish. But really intuitively end the ritual the way you feel like it needs to end. If you're following a spell, by all means, you pick what you want to do. But definitely just use your intuition. Meditate once you're done, once you feel like it's ready, once you like are just like, okay, I'm at peace with it. End it whatever way that you feel like it's right. So yeah, so that was a long video. I'm gonna just end it here. So that was ritual basics. I hope this was helpful in many ways. And again, I hope this is like a reference that you guys can come back to if you guys need like a refresher, or like what to use, or like, you know, different things that you can use. So yeah, thank you guys for watching. My links and stuff are gonna be down below. And if you guys have any questions, you guys can email me or like follow me on Instagram, and don't forget to subscribe. Okay, so yeah, thanks for watching and stay blessed.